Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. What do you think would happen if Russia kills a few American soldiers by mistake, let's say in Syria? War? Not war? Upset? Return the favor? What do you think would happen? All right, what happens if a NATO member state does the same thing? Let's say kills a few American servicemen in Syria. What do you think United States would do about it? Return the favor? Be upset a little bit? Declare war? All right, so we have Turkey. Turkey, as you know, has a big problem with everybody. In this case, more than with everybody are the Kurds. The Kurds did some hanky-panky to the Turks did some hanky-panky to the Kurds. I'm not going back to say who did it first. Regardless, the situation is as it is right now. The Turks are waiting for each and every reason that the Kurds would provide so they can go and kill them. That's where they're at. The problem is United States of America defends the Kurds in Syria. And why is that? Because United States has interest in Syria. If you remember, Syria, I think in 2011 or so, was through a civil war that was triggered by the democratic forces of Syrian that was supported by United States that I think in 2011 brought some little troops over there as well. Or anyway, they were present in the country, a sovereign country with a legitimate government, Assad. Okay, I'm not going to comment on what is their democratic level or all that, because we don't have to live all by the same standards. So if they decide or that country is ruled the way they rule it, it's not any other country's business to get in and say you should be ruling the way we say, because if that's the case, then the other side can do the same thing to you, unless you say that your values are superior than your values. So my values superior than yours, which, you know, we get in very murky waters then, because what's right, what's wrong, it depends on many aspects. We can define certain things as truisms, like you can't deny that, but anyway, there are not too many though. So let's go back to this. So you remember it was that little terrorist attack in Turkey a few weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago or so, where the Turks caught a woman and they made her say that she is one of the Kurds, whatever, affiliated with the Kurds, that the Turkish are waiting to, you know what I mean? That was the reason. So they went and they bombarded the Kurds, the shit out of the Kurds in Syria and Iraq. Mind you, two sovereign countries that United States recognizes, right? And is very upset when Russia invaded the sovereign country of Ukraine for good reasons, right? But here, it's okay. Turkey is a NATO state member and can attack whatever it wants. And the United States is okay with that until you do certain hanky-pankies that hurts the American personnel and disrupts the looting of Syrian oil from the northeast side of Syria, where around 900 US militaries are just guarding the looting, right? So everyone did those attacks. There's Russians over there, there's Americans over there, there's Brits over there, there's Kurds over there, there's Syrians over there, there's Martians over there. Everybody's over there in a sovereign country, okay, with one government that is recognized by the United Nations. But anyway, so Erdogan did that, and that's the problem. The United States supports the Kurds over there to a certain extent, not supports, uses the Kurds, that's a proper word, for its own interest. Erdogan kills the Kurds in, let's say, northern Syria. That's where the Americans are located, American troops. Now, Americans threaten or warn the Turks, hey, you're gonna hurt our servicemen, and then what? And what do you think Erdogan said? Well, you have to understand us. So he asked for understanding. That was an article that I found earlier where the Turkish defense minister tells the Americans that they should be understanding on what the Turkish army does. Now, this article that I have here is coming from Yahoo, and it's from December 3rd. This is the title. Pentagon issues warning after Turkish airstrikes threaten American troops in Syria. First, what are the American troops in Syria? Syria is a sovereign country, did not invite the Americans. You know, that's in violation of a charter that the Ukrainians are pointing out to get the Russians in trouble, for good reason. But if we apply the law here, we can apply the law here the same way. But hey, here are the perfect ones, over there are the evil ones. So we have to drop our level of intelligence to below 86 IQ in order to accept these kind of things. The Pentagon has urged Turkey to stand down on its plan to invade Syria, as the operation could endanger US troops in the country. Well, pull them back. Let us kill them. Basically, that's what Erdogan says. US Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin, former CEO, right, board of director member of Raytheon, right? One of the biggest companies that manufactures weapons for the United States of America. So if there's no corruption there, I don't know what to tell you guys, but anyway. Alright, so U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin offered his condolences to his counterpart, Turkish Minister of National Defense, Hulusi Akar. That's what it is. For the loss of the Istanbul bombing that occurred last month and prompted military actions in Syria. But Austin stressed that the airstrikes and the impending ground invasion of Syria directly threatens the safety of US personnel working in Syria. And I'm quoting, Secretary Austin called for de-escalation and shared the department's strong opposition to a new Turkish military operation in Syria, end quote, according to a readout of the call between Austin and Akar. Well, what if they kill a few Americans? What is going to happen? You're going to get upset for about 3 minutes and a half? Turkey launched a series of airstrikes in northern Syria following the bombing on November 13 that killed 6 people and injured at least 80 other people. Turkish authorities arrested an Arab Syrian woman who they linked with Kurdish militias, but the militias denied any involvement. They say she said that, yeah, I'm with them. You know how that testimony can be squeezed out of a lady. Turkish President Erdogan authorized a military response in Syria called Operation Sword Claw, which aimed to take out the People's Defense Units, YPG, and the Kurdistan's Workers' Party, PKK. A Kurdish general told Fox News last week that NATO ally Turkey is planning to carry out a massive ground invasion of Syria in an effort to target the same Kurdish groups that partnered with the US military in its campaigns against ISIS. US military officials have also raised concern that the operation could end up providing an opportunity for some 10,000 ISIS detainees to escape confinement. Did you know that there are 10,000 ISIS detainees in Syria? Confined? Kept in prison by the United States? I didn't know that. Anyway, Brigadier General Patrick Ryder, the Pentagon's press secretary, said Wednesday, and I'm quoting, recent airstrikes in Syria directly threatened the safety of US personnel who are working in Syria with local partners to defeat ISIS and maintain custody of more than 10,000 ISIS detainees. And who feeds those 10,000 detainees? I would like to know. Is it you and I? Ryder noted that an immediate de-escalation is necessary to maintain focus on the defeat ISIS mission and ensure the safety and security of personnel on the ground committed to the defeat ISIS mission. Well, I thought we won the war against ISIS. I thought they were done. And by the way, it was the Russians who did the heavy lifting, okay? The United States were over there and they just said, you don't cross this one, you don't go past this one, these are our protected guys, and here is our loot. Don't touch this. That's what the United States basically did in Syria fighting ISIS. No, it just marked its territory with the oil and its protected groups. That's what they did. And they say, we killed ISIS. You killed shit. Just to be fair about it. When I heard Trump saying we killed ISIS, I like Trump to a certain extent, but I said that's bullshit, Trump. You put as many roadblocks in Russia's bombardment and killing of those idiots as you could. Al-Nusra Front, no, they're our friends, terrorist organization. Who was with the Al-Nusra? Who protected Al-Nusra? You know what I'm talking about? Oh, Aleppo, you killed Aleppo, you destroyed Aleppo. Who was in Aleppo? Al-Nusra and others. I mean, people who have just a little bit of memory, you don't have to have too much. You remember certain things. It didn't happen a long time ago. Anyway, so the problem here is that Erdogan said, we are going to invade. It's just a matter of time. He said, the invasion is going to be at our convenience. So whenever I wake up with a hard-on and I don't have anybody around to help me, then we're going to start the invasion. Basically, that's what he said. And he probably wants to keep other countries' feet to the fire, which in this case is Russia, United States, Syria, and the Kurds. All these guys are there like, what the fuck is this guy doing? How can we stop him? We can't stop him. Do you think the United States, if they're going to have a few guys killed, they're going to kill the Turks? No. Do you think they're going to expel the Turkey from NATO? No. They're already like this with Turkey because of the 2016 bullshit with those Patriot missiles that they didn't want to give them, or they want to give it too much money. And then Erdogan said, you're going to give us? Or we're going to go to the Russians and get the S-400s. And the Americans said, we dare you. And Erdogan said, yeah, okay, bye-bye. Hey, Putin, I need those. Move on, let's go. And they got delivered. And America was, you can't do that. We're not going to give you the S-35. We're not going to give you the F-35 airplanes. It's okay. Russia or others will give us equally good airplanes. Like they were looking for the French, they were looking for the British one, Typhoon, Rafale. That's fine as well. And we can get maybe the Suhois or whatever. That's fine. No, you can't do that. So that's how it was. And then the coup d'etat in 2016, attempted and failed. I think Erdogan has no love for the United States if he had any before. So are they going to kill them? Erdogan? Are they going to what? Destroy the Turkish army? I don't think so. So they have to be very careful. He's going to do whatever he wants. What are you going to do to Turkey? Nothing. What, are you going to invade? What are you going to do? And Turkey is like this. You don't like me? I'm going to go to China. You don't like me? I'm going to go to Russia. You don't like me? I'm going to go to the United States. You don't like me? I'm going to go to nobody. Or with everybody. That's how an independent country who looks after its own interest acts. It looks and sounds ugly, but that's the reality. Do you think they're friends over there? We're allies? No. They just have the same interest in looting or killing someone. And then they get together, kill that person, and then pop. Okay, we got our loot, now we stay and wait for the next one. Might be one of you guys. You know, like the wolves. A wolf is injured, wounded, everybody else jump on that one and eat. The same here. It could be you next. We were allies about 3 weeks ago, but now our interest dictates that you must be, and they will. That's how it works. When you hear allied and friends and that's bullshit. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth and be just.